story begins at a time of abundance. Now it has to address scarcity. Modern economics likes scarcity. Something's scarce, the price goes up. Many people made to want something, the price goes up. Not necessarily the value, the price. And yet we're all told that we can win, we can get the dream, we can be all winners in the rat race. American actress and comedian Lily Tomlin, she said this, she said, the trouble with the rat race, if you win, you're still a rat. Regenerative cultures and economies are trying to do something different. At the semantic core, regenerare means to create again, the capacity to be alive and creative. Life creates the conditions conducive to life. Paul Hawken and 100 co-authors said this. They said, regenerative economic systems are those that heal rather than steal the future. So what principles do we have when it comes to regenerative cultures and economies? Self-feeding and self-renewing. Social processes of adaptive learning. The world changes, creates information, we learn from it and we change our behaviours and choices. Adaptive learning. There are circular flows of energy, information, nutrients, wisdom. The elimination of costly and often deliberately hidden externalities, costs imposed outside the system that you're in, outside the factory or the country, imposed elsewhere. Regenerative is a term and a story to address the ills of bad GDP growth. Regenerative seeks to halt the depletion of natural capital, cut out the negative externalities, and stop being so ridiculous. You modern economics, you late stage capitalism, infinite growth on a finite planet is just impossible. Something will break. Oh, it has. Social inequality, nature destruction, climate heating, and all sorts of terrifying negative tipping points. Permafrost, ice sheets, coral reefs, river pollution, all kinds of aspects, fundamental platforms of life and ecosystems across the world in danger of collapse and not being able to return to their original state. Regenerative systems rely on 5 capital assets: natural capital, social capital, human capital, cultural capital, sustainable physical capital. Natural capital, nature, and the ecosystem services that come from natural components of systems. Social capital, the relations of trust and reciprocity and obligations that come from common working together, from togetherness. Human capital, our health and capabilities, our learning over time. Cultural capital, the celebration and transfer of ceremonies and story. And social physical capital, we need physical capital, but it would be so much better if it was sustainable, renewable, if it produced the kinds of things we wanted from renewables, energy for example. Now many people talk about something called the productivity puzzle. Some people in industrialized countries worry that productivity is falling, and they say we don't know the answer to this. Well, to me, there's no puzzle really. We cause negative externalities, and someone, you, me, has to pay. There are no negative externalities on a planet with a clear boundary and all the components in the system interacting. Negative externalities are a kind of figment of imagination, in so much as they are just transfers of costs from one place to another, from one person to another. Air pollution, water pollution, nature destruction, ill health, all examples of negative externalities imposed by the kinds of ways of living that we currently have. So a key question is going to be, can transformation happen quickly enough? Can we reverse damage and stop the use of now obsolete fossil fuels? Quiz question number 1. What happened here? Do you remember these 3 names? BlackBerry, Motorola, Nokia. The kinds of devices that are put at the back of the kitchen drawer, forgotten about for 10 years. In 2007, those 3 companies producing cell phones, mobile phones, are masters of the universe. They have 98% of the world's market. Something else happened in 2007. Yep, you got it. It's a smartphone. It's the iPhone to begin with. In 5 years, over 5 years, the market share of those 3 companies goes from 98% to 3%. Bam! The world has completely changed. We're looking for that kind of pace of change, not just technological, but social, institutional, political, public opinion, ideas, imagination. We're looking for them to happen at that kind of pace. Quiz question number 2. What links these 7 countries? Iceland, Norway, Albania, Bhutan, around the world, Costa Rica, Paraguay, Uruguay. Size, quite small. Standing military, not all have them. Political systems, ecotourism, some are islands, some not. It's that they get from their electricity systems, they get their energy from 100% renewables. Hydro, wind, solar in the main, mixtures of all of those. So the electricity systems are entirely renewable, 100%. They couldn't be better. Now they can start selling their electricity to other people. This happens through choice, not by accident. Those countries decided they wanted to do this to reduce their cost base and to reduce their reliance on external fossil fuel resources supplied by other countries and places. You invest in the capital, and then the energy production costs, the marginal costs, are virtually zero. They're small. Suddenly, you're jumping into a new productivity space. Big question, final question. Can regenerative cultures happen fast enough to prevent those negative tipping points, to create positive tipping points where whole economic and cultural systems change? Can we recreate abundance as a deliberate choice? The butterfly flaps its wings. What shall happen? One way or the other, everything is about to change. We choose, it could be good. We carry on, it's certainly going to be bad.